If there's one thing I've learned in my travels around Britain, it's that the bus is more than just a mode of transport. It's a cultural icon, a rolling piece of history, and quite often the best way to see the country. Buses in Britain are like tea or queuing. They're part of the national fabric. You'll find them everywhere, from the bustling streets of London to the quietest village in Cornwall. They're the arteries that keep the country moving, cheap, reliable, and often surprisingly comfortable. For visitors, buses offer a unique perspective on British life. You'll see school children in their neat uniforms, old ladies gossiping, and businessmen tapping on their phones. It's a slice of everyday Britain that you just can't get from a taxi or a train. By the time we're done here, you'll be navigating the British bus system like a native.
Let's start at the beginning, shall we? The bus stop. These aren't always as obvious as you might think. Sometimes they're proper shelters with benches and timetables. Other times they're just a pole with a sign. And occasionally, in the depths of the countryside, they might be nothing more than a faded mark on a stone wall. Now, timetables. These are usually posted at the bus stop, but don't expect them to always be accurate. It's a good idea to check online before you travel. Most bus companies have websites or apps these days. When your bus approaches, you'll need to signal the driver. Buses won't automatically stop unless someone wants to get on or off. A simple raised hand will do. The driver will usually respond with a nod or a flash of the headlights. Remember, British buses run on the left side of the road, so the door will be on the left too.
Once you're on the bus, it's time to deal with tickets. In many cities, you can buy tickets from the driver, but have your money ready. Nothing annoys British queuers more than someone fumbling for change. In London and some other big cities, you'll need to use a prepaid card like an Oyster. You simply tap it on a reader as you board. Some buses have conductors who'll come to you for payment. Finding a seat can be an adventure in itself. On a double-decker, do you brave the stairs for a better view or play it safe downstairs? If you do go up, hold on tight. Those stairs can be treacherous when the bus is moving. If the bus is crowded, you might have to stand. Use the handrails or hanging straps to hold on to.
Section 4. Mind the Gap bus etiquette in the UK. Now, let's talk about the unwritten rules of bus travel in Britain. First and foremost, the queue. Brits love a good queue, and bus stops are no exception. Join the back of the line and wait your turn. Trying to push in is a surefire way to earn dirty looks and muttered disapproval. Once you're on the bus, keep your voice down. Loud conversations are frowned upon. If you're sitting in the priority seats, usually near the front, be prepared to give them up for those who need them more. The elderly, pregnant women, people with disabilities. Finally, when it's time to get off, ring the bell. There's usually a button or a cord you can pull. Do it in plenty of time.
Section 5. From horse-drawn to hybrid, the evolution of British buses. The history of buses in Britain is a fascinating journey. It all started with horse-drawn omnibuses in the 1820s. These were basically large carriages that ran on fixed routes. They were slow, bumpy, and not particularly comfortable. But they were a revolution in public transport. For the first time, ordinary people could travel across town without walking or hiring an expensive carriage. The next big leap came with the introduction of motorbuses in the early 1900s. These were faster and could carry more passengers. By the 1920s, the classic double-decker bus had become a common sight on British streets. During World War II, buses played a crucial role. Many were requisitioned for the war effort. Some were even converted into mobile canteens or air raid shelters. In recent years, buses have gone high-tech with low-emission engines, GPS tracking and onboard Wi-Fi. It's a very British institution. Long may it continue.